Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Sports 2.0 Network is here. This is the Put Your Kids to Bed version of the Sports 2.0 Network. I am Rodney and Tim alongside Tim, Big Daddy Van Stratton. Good evening, Tim. How are you this evening?
What's up, Noop Dog? How are you? I'm so excited. I'm fired up.
This is gonna be nice. Gonna be fun. It is the again, these Put Your Kids to Bed version. Let's get started with the show. We got a quick intro and let's get this party started. All right, here we are.
Panelist?
Is that what they called you?
Yeah, it's hosted by Rodney, and then I just get a little line that says panelist.
Yeah, we're going to have to fix that.
Yeah.
So
strike one.
Strike one, Eric. That's Eric. Eric set this up. Let's see here. So we go back, Tim and I go back several years. I don't want to bore you with the details, but we've been on the air before. We've talked a little sports on the air before. So we kind of know how this is done a little bit, but we do have some rules for the show. We got to get those out of the way right away.
Yeah. So our rich, complex history, has brought us back here. But before we did the show, we wanted to establish a number of ground rules. Number one, and as you can see on the screen, this is one that, not just for today, it's going to apply for all of them. Hosts must have alcoholic drink with them while live at all times. There is a reason that we are putting the kids to bed for this show. It is because the drinks are coming out.
Well, I have kids. You don't.
No, thank God for that. Am I right? High five.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
That's up.
My kids are in bed, and I, in fact, put a note on the door, on the screen door. It said, "Do not come in," for my oldest because he never goes to bed. But they are heading to bed. That is rule number one. You must have alcoholic drink with you. I must have alcoholic drink with me at all times.
Otherwise, there's just no show. We just sign off.
There's no show. If we don't have any drinks, there's no show.
Yeah.
Number two, this is it. When I say the word, it's the last time you'll hear me say this word until they win a natty. This will be the very last time you hear me say the word Illini until they win a national title.
I was going to ask you for an explanation, but you know what? I don't want one anymore. I don't want an explanation. Just leave it at that.
Win a natty. Yeah. I'll say it again. Number three. Tim, this is you, buddy.
Yeah, and this shouldn't require an explanation, but I'll give one anyway. This is the last time that I will say the name Trevor Bauer, because from now on, anytime he is mentioned, and I believe he's pitching tonight as we speak, he will always be referred to as Trevor Durant for joining the super team in LA known as the Dodgers. So he's Trevor Durant going forward permanently.
Trevor Durant. I don't have to follow that rule, just like you don't have to follow rule number two.
That's right.
But we both have to follow rule number one. Period. End of story. Number four on the rules, absolutely under no circumstances are we going to talk sabermetric and nerd talk. Get that stuff out of here. That's for the nerds, the sabermetrics, whatever.
We're friends with a number of these nerds that love their numbers, that love their stats, that love their spreadsheets. And as soon as we saw them talking about all that nonsense, I texted you and I'm like, none of that on the show. None of it.
Click, X out, click, no longer interested. There will be no nerd talk. There will be no sabermetric talk during the show at any time. Hey, guys, there is a comment section. Thank you, those that are joining in. But so if you do join in the show, post your comments. We'll talk through them throughout the show. But looking forward to seeing some of your comments there. Number five, under no circumstances, none at all. You can read this one if you will. Did I do the last one? Yeah, your turn, Tim. Number five.
Under no circumstances will journalistic integrity be used during the show.
None.
I do not care for, I heard from so-and-so. I don't care if the sources are real. It's going to be a whole lot of reckless speculation. Do you know why? Do you know why, Rodney?
Because
it doesn't matter why. That's the answer.
It doesn't matter.
We do what we want.
It's sports talk, and we can say what we want, and we can do what we want. So
that's right. I mean, that's really 90% of sports talk as it is just reckless speculation anyway. There's like 3 actual guys that have sources. Everyone else just pulling stuff out of their ass. That's it.
no journalistic integrity whatsoever, and use it any time throughout the show. If you find us using journalistic integrity,
shut it down.
Just shut down. We'll end the show. I mean, just absolutely, we'll end the show. We're done for the night. We'll try it again later.
I've realized that we've hamstrung ourselves no journalism, no stats.
Yeah. I'm not sure how this is going to work. Hey, number 6, though, this is the last one, at least for now.
And maybe the most important, honestly.
This is an ever-growing list, though. So if there's more rules that need to be added to the show, we'll make sure we add them in there. This show will go absolutely no longer than 30 minutes because people absolutely despise shows that go longer than that. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has an attention span to watch or listen to more than 30 minutes.
I've already tuned out several times during this intro.
Yeah, nobody.
I'm part of the show.
People are bored. We're 6 minutes in, and we've been talking about the rules. And so we probably ought to talk sports at some point. But absolutely no way we'll go over 30. I have a clicker up here at the top screen. It says we've been on for 6 minutes. We've got 24 minutes left to talk. Let's get to it, Tim.
How about rock and roll?
Let's talk a little NBA playoffs. I want you to tell me what teams have no chance of winning the NBA playoffs. Absolutely no chance. Those teams are eliminated right now.
All right. Do you want me to give you just a runoff list?
Yep. Tell me who has no chance.
All right. I'm just going to go through. Washington Wizards.
No chance.
Nope. Miami Heat.
Nope.
Don't care. Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
That one must crush you, by the way.
Regrettably. And I'm not even a Celtics fan, but I continue to lose bets with the Celtics. 0 for 2 this postseason. Anyways, I agree with all three of those. Those 3 teams, no chance. Who else?
All right. Shifting to the West.
Well,
the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah. Memphis Grizzlies have no chance, even though they lead the series.
Doesn't matter. Not important.
Because
I will say the Portland Trailblazers do not have a chance to win.
I agree.
And I will close it out. I will close it out real quick with the Los Angeles Clippers.
Because they're the Clippers.
What a bunch of frauds.
Down 0-2 to Luka. I love it. I will add the Atlanta Hawks. Don't care what the score is on the TV right now. Don't care. Don't even tell me because
probably a safe assumption.
New York Knicks not going to win the NBA playoffs because they're just not ready to win the NBA playoffs. Yeah. So I think we're down to about 10 teams that could win the NBA championship.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, Tim, Mr. Big Daddy Van Stratton, the Lakers are going to win the NBA championship again.
Wait, I'm sorry. What was that?
That's just again. In the end, the Lakers are going to win the NBA championship.
Oh, you're damn right they are, Rodney. Listen. I don't know if you saw this yesterday. I don't know if you watched the Laker game. It was late, man. Even I had a hard time staying up. I root for the team. But the Lakers are back. Anthony Davis yesterday, 34, 9, and 7. He's back. Dennis Schroeder, he's back. Even Andre Drummond wasn't a useless potato, which for Andre Drummond is shockingly rare. The Lakers right now, assuming they beat Phoenix, either get a Denver team that's missing Jamal Murray or a Portland team that they always beat, and then they get Utah, Denver. Like I said, I've already eliminated the Clippers. They're not making it out of the first round. I think it bodes very well for them to make it to the NBA Finals.
Hot take, Utah Jazz, another team. No chance. Don't care if they're the number 1 seed. No chance.
So, man, what is it about the Utah Jazz? Is it because they're the Utah Jazz? Because I always ask this question. If you take that roster and put them in a Boston Celtic uniform, what do we say about them? I mean, they're a deep team. They're well coached. They shoot a ton of threes. They do everything well. But is it because they're the Utah Jazz that we just assume that they're going to fall short?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
But there's a lot of truth to that.
No, yes. You're 100% right.
Lakers are going to win the NBA championship. 1-1 in that series against the Phoenix Suns, and
who might not have Chris Paul. I mean, I don't know what Chris Paul's situation is. He didn't play in the fourth quarter yesterday. The shoulder seems like it's a legitimate concern. That, to me, seems problematic for a Phoenix Suns team who right now, this is probably their best chance at a title this season.
Yeah. Eastern Conference, we left 3 teams available, right?
That's right. Yeah. And it's the big 3. There's no real surprises about who we left available. And honestly, I'd love to hear your thoughts here because I have a team that I think I like more than the others.
Well, Troy commented in, and if they're going to comment, we got to at least mention them, right?
Right.
I mean, they're taking a little bit of their time to listen to our show at 9:00 at night. They put their kids to bed. Troy says the Bucks and Nets series is going to be epic, and I agree with them. I feel like Milwaukee, maybe that last year getting eliminated early and really struggling, obviously has helped them. And I feel like maybe they've turned that corner a little bit. It'll be interesting, but I love that series. If I'm taking somebody in the East, I'm taking the Nets. I'm taking Nets Lakers NBA Finals, man. That's my pick. I don't know. I mean, so let's see. The other round would be the Knicks and
So it would be the Knicks and the Sixers, or the Hawks and the Sixers. So
yeah, I mean,
I think the Sixers have a really good shot at the Eastern Conference Finals. And to be honest, that Bucks-Nets series, I think it's a toss-up because, like you, I think the Bucks are much better than they were last year. I know everyone was seduced by their great record and their point differential. I don't know if that's too nerdy, point differential. I don't think so. But
it's getting close.
Like, I mean, it's Drew Holiday versus Eric Bledsoe. Like, they've added PJ Tucker, they've added Bobby Portis. They're just a better team. Yeah. They're a much better team. And Brooklyn, I do wonder a little bit about chemistry issues still. They still haven't had a lot of games together. They're getting past Boston based on pure talent, but what happens against Milwaukee?
Yeah. Which team can we eliminate because of their head coach?
Now, this is the one where, as much as I just talked about Milwaukee, I think I would eliminate Milwaukee in the sense of whose coach do I like the least, because I think Budenholzer just struggles with in-game adjustments.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go Milwaukee as well. I'm just trying to think what coach sucks.
Yeah, I mean,
big difference in the postseason.
Yeah, there really aren't a lot of sucky coaches. You got your team to the playoffs. Like, we're talking about NBA title contenders. Not a lot of them have sucky coaches, but out of the group, probably Budenholzer I would put the least, just because of his inability to adjust in these big postseason games.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Again, I'm taking Lakers, Nets. That might change Sunday when we come back on the air. It might change next Wednesday when we're back on the air. But that's the cool part, is we can change our picks, right?
I don't see why not. Yeah, I mean, it's our show. Do whatever we want, bro.
Dan has a question. I believe this one's for you. Who's the bigger fraud? The Clippers or Glenn Taylor telling Minnesota that A-Rod and company won't move the team?
Ooh, we should have put a rule in there for no Minnesota sports talk.
Yeah, that's for next week.
That's for next week. Right. Yeah, so write that down. Yep. No, the Clippers. The Clippers are always the biggest frauds. No matter what they're going up against, the answer is always the Clippers. Last year, there was the whole excuse of, oh, well, they were hurt. They didn't get to play together, and then they had the pause. What was their excuse this year? They got a better coach, right? They all played together, right?
Yeah.
What's the excuse? Do you know what the reason is, Rodney? And it's very simple. It's just a bunch of pieces that don't fit together. Yeah. None of those guys fit together. It's a disastrously built team that is going to fall apart because Kawhi's going to leave this offseason. They're going to be stuck with Paul George. They're going to be stuck with Luke Kennard for the next 4 years, who didn't even play in game 2, and they don't have a first-round pick for the next 12 years.
Kawhi looks pissed to be there.
Yeah, it's not fun. Why would it be fun? He's playing with Paul George and Patrick Beverley. What's fun about that?
This is getting a little bit I don't know if I like the topic. Where's Kawhi going though?
Oh, Rodney. Rule number 8. Always a good time for NBA free agent discussion.
Okay.
Kawhi, I have 2 teams that immediately come to mind. Number 1 is Miami. Because I think that Kawhi would have preferred to play with a guy like Jimmy Butler over a guy like Paul George when he was a free agent.
There's one guy a little bit tougher than the other.
And Pat Riley loves going after those big fish and making those big moves, clearly. Number 2, and I hope this isn't the case, but number 2, I could see the Warriors making a big move. Because I think the Warriors have a ability to clear major cap. They know they're in a win now mode right now. They're getting Klay Thompson back. I think adding a guy like Kawhi Leonard immediately shoots them atop the Western Conference again. Perhaps the Lakers start to decline a little bit with roster turnover, with LeBron getting a year older. And I think the Warriors could be a team that makes a move there.
I mean, LeBron's like going to be almost 40 years old, man.
Yeah. And yet it doesn't matter, though. It's amazing.
It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Well, hey, let's turn the page to the ice a little bit. That was kind of our NBA segment. Let's go to the ice real quick. And I think we can kind of do the same thing here. The St. Louis Blues aren't going to win the Stanley Cup final.
That must have hurt you so bad. I mean, God, it wasn't even a close series. There was no point where I was like, man, the Blues have a chance in this.
See, and I think that makes it better. because like you could tell from game one they didn't have a chance, and you didn't even have to hardly follow. You're like, oh well.
So you'd rather just get absolutely blown out of the water than to get reeled in to caring, to having your hopes built up.
Yes.
I mean, I'd probably agree with that.
Yeah. My hopes were never up after like the first period of game one. Colorado was clearly the better team. They kicked the Blues' ass all night long, all series long. And, so anyways, they're not going to win it. Connor McDavid's not going to win it.
He should ask for a trade.
Yeah, he should. He should pull a Wayne Gretzky and say, I'm out.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to Gretzky a little bit later. But yeah, I mean, why should Connor McDavid, the best player in all of the NHL, have to spend his career wasting away in Edmonton?
Yeah. Alexander Ovechkin's not going to win the Stanley Cup.
No.
It sounds like Sidney Crosby's not going to win the Stanley Cup.
He gone.
Yeah.
I don't think the Montreal Canadiens are going to win the cup.
They're not going to win the cup. But the 8-team. So I think in the NHL it's funny because when we get to the second round, every one of those 8 teams has a chance, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, listen, in the Stanley Cup playoffs, 16 teams have a chance normally. And the only ones that don't are the ones that are literally eliminated. So I'm much quicker to rule out teams in the NBA than I am in the NHL, but there are certainly a group of 4 or so teams in the NHL that I think are absolute just dynamite teams and that could win. Colorado's one. I have Vegas as one. I have Tampa Bay as one.
Yep.
And I have Carolina.
What happened with Tampa Bay, Florida tonight?
That's a good question. I got a little bit distracted with the Knicks game. Why don't I use my my handy YouTube TV here on live streaming, whatever this is, and let you know what's going on with that Florida game, because that's been my favorite series to watch so far.
I'm kind of it's 2-0. I just checked my phone. 2-0 Tampa Bay, and I'm a little bit bummed. I was actually hoping Florida would stay alive and I could go down and see a game here in a week or so when I head down to Fort Lauderdale. And we're not really breaking sports here, but Vegas and Minnesota 0-0 in the second period. That would be interesting if Minnesota found a way to get that to 7 games. I know Mr. Dan's watching and listening and would certainly be excited for that one. But that could be an interesting game 7 because we've seen Vegas kind of before. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. But so I agree with you. It's Vegas. It's Colorado. The winner of that series, obviously, Vegas has to win one of the next 2. And then Eastern Conference, Tampa Bay. And who was your 4th? Carolina?
Well, remember, there's not really conferences either,
right.
So they're all gonna get reseeded. Now, I did put Carolina there, and I know that they've sort of struggled putting away Nashville, and I thought that series was gonna be a sweep when it started. So I still think Carolina is a really, really good team. I'm probably leaving out someone like Boston, who I know you and I disagreed on how that Boston-Washington series was gonna go, but Boston just made quick work of them, and they're deep. And Rask is playing much better than I think a lot of people expected.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I thought Washington would hold their own a little bit better, but there you go. And I am in dead last in that hockey contest that I paid for your entry into.
Are you really?
Well, I have the Blues at 16.
Oh, well, yeah, that's on you, Holmes. I don't know what to tell you there.
And I had Colorado at 1.
What am I at? Do you know?
I don't know. I'll look tonight.
Yeah. Let me know.
Anyways, so yeah, that's kind of, I mean, that's really the look at the NHL. There's not a lot else to talk about in the NHL because we got some games going on. We haven't quite got our second round matchup. I do want to get to a few comments here. We'll wrap up the show here in the next 11 minutes. And I know you've got a segment you want to finish up with. Ryan, our leader, our fearless leader. I'm just glad we have fans at the game.
Oh, Ryan, I agree. And it's funny because last year when everything was sort of coming back, I was like, you know what? I'm getting used to it without fans. I don't think the fans were all that important. But after watching these playoffs, I'm like, screw that. I need the fans back. And it's been so much more enjoyable of a viewing experience.
Well, golf obviously was better. I was in St. Louis for 2 baseball games, even though there was just like 25,000 there. But I'm telling you what, it was literally like people haven't been out in public in forever. I mean, these people did not know how to behave. They did not know how to act. It was kind of fun because, like, it's literally the first time they've been out in forever. And it was a fun experience. But, man, it is fun to be back. Troy said, Clippers are soft as Charmin.
Amen. No team that I've ever seen in the NBA talks more but does less than the Clippers of the last 2 years. The way that they act, you would think that they have won 3 straight NBA championships.
Yeah.
They've won 1 playoff series.
And in the end, they are still little sisters in that city. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
I like how you made them little sisters. Not even little brother, little sisters. That's kind of offensive, bro.
PG-13 does absolutely nothing in the playoffs. # overrated.
Pandemic P.
Dan says Kaprizov season, baby. Well, they are 1 game away from being eliminated. I know that's your guy, and he's a stud. And then Tom says the winner of the Avs and Vegas will win it all.
I mean, it's fair to say that those are the 2 best teams. They had the 2 best records in the regular season this year.
Yes, sir. Hey, Tim, we got to move along because we only got 9 minutes left, and I know you've got a segment coming up, and we need to wrap it up. It is time for the see ya time.
Now, while I pull up my see ya list, Rodney, would you like to give a little bit of an explanation to those that are unfamiliar with what a see ya is, what a see ya means, and how we are going to use see ya time going forward on this program?
See ya time will be anybody between this show and the next show that has either A, been fired, B, resigned, C, went on an injured list, D, just like disappeared from the earth.
Yeah, like it could be canceled too. It doesn't necessarily have to be sports related. Now, I will say, and I know that we've really built our personalities as sort of those renegade, don't care about the rules badasses, right? But I am avoiding death on the see ya list.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So no, I'm not going to be like, oh, see ya, kid from School of Rock who died today. Like, that's insensitive.
Yeah,
but
we won't go there.
Right.
But everything else is on the table.
Fair game, bro. All right. So I have my see ya list. I've been putting this together over the last day or two. If there are any in particular that strike your fancy here, Rodney, speak out. Otherwise, here we go. See ya, Bryce Harper. See ya, Harrison Bader.
Yeah, that one hurts. Yeah, that one hurts. Hey, and what that did is that made a bad outfield even worse.
I mean, you're acting like Justin Williams and Lane Thomas are bad. I mean, are you crazy?
Williams, Lane Thomas. I do like Dylan Carlson, but he can't do it all.
And O'Neal's still hurt, right?
Yeah, Tyler O'Neal's hurt. Yeah. Harrison Bader's hurt. They got some guy they got from the Marlins last year. Austin Dean, he's hurt. I don't know. Anyway.
You know who the Cardinals could use? Randy Arozarena.
Max Scherzer.
If not him, maybe Adolis Garcia. I think a couple of those guys could work.
I've heard Tommy Pham. Not bad.
Tommy Pham, Stephen Piscotty, Randall Grichuk. Just a couple options. See ya, Zach Plesac.
Yeah.
Do you? How much do you know about this dude?
I mean, isn't he the dude that got in trouble a year ago?
Yeah, he's the dude who broke quarantine protocol and went out partying in Chicago and ended up getting suspended and sent down to the minors. And now he broke his thumb from what Terry Francona referred to as rather aggressively taking off his shirt. What is it with Cleveland and just like Plesac's a weirdo, Clevenger's a weirdo, Durant was a weirdo.
Oh, you broke the rule.
Shit.
You broke the rule. Yeah, you got to drink. Take a drink.
Durant. Like, is there something we don't know about Shane Bieber? Like some weird sex cult that he's a part of that makes the Cleveland Indians want him even more? I don't know. But Zach Plesac, see ya. He's injured. See ya, Wayne Gretzky. But also hello, Wayne Gretzky in a lot of ways.
Yeah. I think it was time for Wayne to leave.
I didn't even know he was with the Oilers until yesterday. I had no idea. What did he even do there?
Here's the funny thing about that. He works for the Oilers, but he's out like every third Blues game.
I know. I don't get it. I met him in Peoria a few years ago. It was one of the highlights of my life.
Yeah. He shows up in St. Louis and they're like, yeah, your attention, please, at tonight's game, Wayne Gretzky. And everybody stands up. Woo! He played 9 games for the Blues. Woo! And then he goes back to Edmonton and works for him. I don't know. I don't understand it. It's kind of, it's is he good on is he going to be good on TV? I don't know. I think he's kind of boring.
He is, but he's the great one, so let it slide. Yeah. See ya, Penguins. The Penguins are eliminated, so they made the see ya list. See ya, fat CC Sabathia. I don't know if you've seen the recent photos, but CC Sabathia has gone from the fat guy with the baggy jersey to absolutely shredded with veins popping out to a different dimension. It's unbelievable.
You know who else is shredded?
Who's that?
Phil Mickelson's brother.
Oh, Tim Mickelson. Yeah, I sent you that picture yesterday. Very quietly, Tim Mickelson, the 10 years younger version of Phil, is jacked, surprisingly jacked.
Yeah.
There was another jacked person I wanted to. Oh, Joe Thomas too. Joe Thomas looks amazing now. So see you, fat Joe Thomas, I guess. Noah Syndergaard. See ya. See ya. Nico Horner.
Bye, Nico.
See ya. Corey Kluber.
I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, he left his game yesterday. I don't even know if he's hurt, but left the game with an injury. So see ya.
Michael Kopech.
See ya. What was that?
Kopech. Man, I'm too much drink. White Sox guy today. Did you see that?
What did Michael Kopech do?
He's out. He's
done?
Well, he hurt. He got hurt, man. He threw a pitch and he fell straight to the ground. See ya. See ya. I mean, but that goes back to our rule about no journalistic integrity. He's not officially on the IR, but he's going to be.
Yeah, he's going to be. So it's a premature see ya.
Yeah,
I'm fine with premature see yas too, even if it just ends up being a cramped day or two. This one is going to be a 6-week injury. See ya, Marcelo Zuna.
Bye, Big Bear.
See ya, Mickey Callaway. Finally fired today by the Angels. Did you realize he was still hired?
Yeah, that's your guy.
That's my guy right there, Mickey. So I apologize if this is inappropriate, but like, how bad do you feel for the person that had to investigate all of the pictures that he was sending to women that didn't want to see those pictures?
Yeah. He's like, oh, this no.
Yeah. Like, did someone have to volunteer for that, or?
It was an intern job. Hey, intern, come see Mickey's phone here real quick.
We are about 50 games into the baseball season, and I'm already eliminating a pair of teams, adding them to the see ya list. I'm saying see ya to the Baltimore Orioles and see ya to the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Their seasons are over. Couple more. With the match, we have, of course, the Aaron Rodgers, Bryson DeChambeau duo, which means see ya the Tiger Woods, Peyton Manning duo from last year.
Yeah. And see ya to the relationship of Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau.
Did they ever have a relationship?
I'm guessing at one point maybe they got along.
I don't know. And finally, last but not least, one that is very, very really just applies to maybe only you, not even to me. See ya, Thomas Jefferson Primary School in Morton. It is a school that Rodney's very familiar with. Send his little kiddies there. They have announced that they are changing their name. I don't know if Thomas Jefferson got canceled. I don't know what the deal is, but Thomas Jefferson Primary School in his hometown of Morton, Illinois is no more. See ya. And there you go. That's the list. Brand new list coming up in our next show.
And I think that's the see you to the show, because we literally got 2.5 minutes left before we are literally just going to get wiped off. So it is time to get out of here. Tim, Big Daddy Van Stratton, thanks for joining me. Hey, you're going to be with us Sunday night. You're going to be live from Gulf Shores?
Gulf Shores, yeah. So nothing better than drinking a beer at 9:30 at night, only to hit the road at 4 a.m. the next day. So I'm driving out to Gulf Shores, going to be there hanging out a few days. And then Sunday night, when we're back on the air, I will be live on the beach, sand in my toes, sunburnt as all heck, and doing a show with you. So I'm excited about it.
It's going to be an interesting one. Hey, join us Sunday night, same time, same place. I'll be here tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. for the USA Wager Sports Brief. We got all sorts of shows going on. Make sure you click those like buttons. Sports 2.0. This is the Put Your Kids to Bed version. There it is on the screen. The Put Your Kids to Bed version of the Sports 2.0 show. I've got to put the outro. He likes the Lakers. Tim likes the Lakers. Hey, we're out of here. Until next time. See you, Tim.
See you, Rodney.
We're out of here.
We did it.